Namo Amida Butsu. Impermanence by Gansen John Welch. Impermanence is all pervasive in this realm in which we dwell, and in this world humans have transformed heaven into hell, subject to fickle fortune, constant change and blind chance, enslaved by adversity and negative circumstance, caused by endless evil karma from infinite past lives in samsara. Our unenlightened minds are darkened by deep delusion, leading to thoughts of great ignorance and confusion. Thus, we are totally incapable of thinking clearly or articulating our ideas coherently. Our perceptions are clouded with misconceptions, and we are easily influenced by evil demagogues' deceptions, as we stumble blindly through the fog and haze, attempting to escape from samsara's endless maze. We are desperate for a mentor and guide, to be forever by our side, who will help us find the only way out and escape from this utter defeat and rout of our ephemeral existence, subject to suffering, transience, and impermanence. A good teacher of genuine Amida Dharma will help us understand the only way to nirvana by listening to and understanding the message of Amida's primal vow, valid for this and every age. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, Amida Buddha. I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Homage to Amida Buddha. The above verses were inspired by the following passages from pages 29 to 33 of the excellent book, The Path of Acceptance, Commentary on Tannisho by Reverend Josho, Adrian, Cirlea. Commentary on the 6th chapter, again on the role of the Jodo Shinshu teacher. According to Master Rennyo, there are 5 conditions that someone must meet in order to be born in the Pure Land: stored good from the past, a good spiritual teacher, Amida's light, the entrusting heart or shinjin, the saying of the name or nembutsu. The stored good from the past represents our good karma from past lives and this life, which manifests itself as an opening or receptive state of mind towards the message of the primal vow of Amida Buddha. In Jodo Shinshu, the main practice is called monto, to listen to the teaching. A lot of people hear the teaching about the primal vow, but few are open to it. This openness is very important in our tradition, and is the manifestation of the good stored from the past. Also, if you listen again and again to the teaching in this life, thus becoming immersed with all your being in the Dharma, this listening will become a stored good, which will make you open to the call of the primal vow. The good spiritual teacher is the one who guides us to the path of reliance on the primal vow of Amida Buddha. He is the messenger who urges us to take refuge in Amida, and his apparition is also a manifestation of the good stored from the past. His message can be received only in the open state of mind I explained before. In Jodo Shinshu, the teacher is called Zenshishiki Kalyanamitra in Sanskrit, which is translated as a good friend on the path. It is not to be mistaken for the role of master or guru in other Buddhist traditions. Whenever the term master appears in Jodo Shinshu texts with reference to Shinran Shonen, or in our days with reference to a wonderful modern teacher, it is only to express gratitude. Amida's light represents the working and the wish of Amida Buddha to save, that is, lead to Buddhahood, all sentient beings drowned in delusion. The manifestation of this work and wish is his primal vow. In this way, because of the good stored from the past, we meet with a good spiritual teacher and we are open to his message, that is, the primal vow or Amida's light. At this very moment, the so-called awakening of faith or the apparition of the entrusting heart or shinjin takes place. The entrusting heart or shinjin means that the follower relies on Amida and his primal vow for the attainment of Buddhahood in the Pure Land. The saying of the name, Namo Amida Butsu, appears spontaneous at the time with the awakening of faith. as an expression of it and of gratitude towards Amida Buddha who saves us exactly as we are. This is the only Nembutsu accepted in our tradition, the Nembutsu of faith and gratitude. The stored good from the past and the spiritual teacher are only conditions which create a beneficial environment for Amida's light to manifest, but they are not the direct causes of our birth in the Pure Land. The entrusting heart and saying of the name are the manifestations of Amida's light in the heart of the practitioner, and cannot exist independently of Amida's light. Only because of Amida's working and his wish to save us are we able to entrust in Amida and say the Nembutsu. To summarize, neither the stored good from the past nor the spiritual teacher are direct causes for our birth in the Pure Land. Master Rennyo explains this in one of his letters. Quote, prompted by the working of this light, that is Amida's light, those endowed with past karmic good have come to attain the entrusting heart of other power. Thus, it has now become clear that the entrusting heart is bestowed by Amida Tathagata. Accordingly, we now clearly know that this is not the mind created by the followers, but the great entrusting heart of other power, given to us by Amida Tathagata. This passage, together with the above explanations, clearly show the truth of Master Shinran's words in Chapter 6 of Tannisho. Quote, for myself, I do not have even a single disciple, for if I brought people to say the Nembutsu through my own efforts, then they might be my disciples. But it is indeed preposterous to call persons my disciples when they say the Nembutsu having received the working of Amida. End quote. Nembutsu is the same with shinjin, or entrusting heart, and both of them come only from Amida. Thus, a Jodo Shinshu priest or teacher cannot say, these are my disciples, or those are someone else's disciples, as if he were the one who gave them shinjin and Nembutsu. On the contrary, he is only a messenger, one who urges people to entrust in Amida. He does this work of a messenger by relating himself to the words and explanations of Shakyamuni, Shinran, Rennyo, and the seven masters, not to his own personal interpretations. Of course, the true teacher can use his skills and knowledge to make people understand and entrust in the teaching of the primal vow, but he must never deviate from what Master Shinran or Rennyo said. This is very important, and all teachers have to always ask themselves if they are truly in accord with the words of these two masters and with the canonical texts, which are the only source of true shinjin. Anything else which is not mentioned in the canonical texts or is not in accordance with them must be considered to be outside of the Jodo Shinshu school. Thus, if a follower realizes that his teacher does not preach in accordance with the letter and spirit of the canonical texts and the words of Shinran and Rennyo, he may leave that teacher and never listen any more to his explanations. But also, even if his teacher is speaking in accordance with the canonical text and the words of Shinran and Rennyo, he may still change this teacher for another one whom he considers more skillful in his explanations. No priest or teacher should be upset because of this. A follower has the freedom to search for the teacher in which he can trust and with whom he feels a deep connection. Of course, this does not mean to change teachers because of daily dispositions, but even if someone acts in this way without being serious in his search, the teacher must not be upset and consider someone as his or her personal property. I think that a teacher must educate his mind to be like a mirror. A mirror entirely reflects the person who stands in front of it, being filled with that person and not somebody else. But when that man goes away, the mirror does not reflect him anymore. In the same way, a Jodo Shinshu teacher must be fully concentrated on the people who ask him to guide them in their understanding of the teaching, according to the urge of Shinran Shonen. Quote, help others receive shinjin, end quote. Always using his skills to make them become open to the working of Amida. This is his mission. But if all the members of his dojo or temple decide to leave and go to another teacher, he must let them go and not feel any attachment to them. Acting in this way, he proves that he truly understands the law of karma, according to which we come together when conditions bring us to meet, and part when conditions separate us. And also that he understands the truth that he is only a messenger and a guide, not the giver and the creator of shinjin. Also, if they return to him, he should receive them like they have never gone away, thinking of nothing else but only how to be useful to them. And if he truly acts and preaches in accordance with the spontaneous working of the vow, his listeners will see this, if they have eyes to see, and will respect him as a good teacher and feel gratitude to him. This is what I understand by will awaken to the benevolence of the Buddhas and of one's teachers. Namo Amida Butsu.